Well, good evening. And when I heard Trudy was going to get this award, I made sure to be here. I really wanted to be here. I gave up a hunting trip to be here. And to understand a good story, though, I think it's good to start at the beginning. And Trudy's career started as a checkout clerk at the Piggly Wiggly grocery store in International Falls, Minnesota. She is a Minnesota girl. And it's a long way from that checkout to being the CEO of Carlson, one of the great companies in this country. It's a long ways. And I wanted to share with you some thoughts of why I think she went so far. First of all, she is smart. But more importantly, we all have thousands of pieces of information that are thrown at us. And it's those people that can determine what is important. Not what you know, but what is important. And that takes a smart person and gives them what I call wisdom. And she is very wise. She also picked a very good life partner, showing great wisdom. Kevin and her make a great team, and that's one of the keys to her success. She is a wise lady. Second, when you get Trudy on your team, you have somebody that works hard. She shows up each and every day giving her best to whatever task she is given. And finally, the values she brings each and every day, regardless of where she is, whether it's a corner grocery store, whether it's showing up at Carlson, or serving on the Securian Financial Board. She has values that matter. And if you combine somebody that has wisdom, works hard, and great values, you're going to have a successful individual in all aspects of their life. And it's my pleasure to call Trudy my friend, and certainly it's our pleasure to have her on our board at Securian Financial Group. So please welcome Trudy Rautio. A hunting trip.
Yes, how could you? Kevin will never forgive you for that.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Wow. Thank you, Bob. And thank you to the many friends and colleagues who have taken the time out of their schedule to be here tonight and to reach out to me. I do need to have a special shout out to a strong contingent from Bemidji State University, my friends and colleagues, many of whom came all the way from Bemidji today, so very appreciative of that. Thank you to Twin City Business for this honor. And many of you took the time to point out the number of photos and the different outfits in the brochure in the publication. And so I will say that I will take great care not to end up on the 10 most wanted list, because Twin City Business now has all of my disguises. You know, there have been many times in my service at Securian that we've faced challenges, difficult headwinds, not the least of which was the financial crisis that hit us in 2008. Imagine being at the helm of an insurance company at a time when AIG was getting a massive government bailout, when other insurance companies were incurring losses large enough to threaten their very existence as going concerns. It is said that the test of a great leader is in the bad times. That's when leadership matters the most. And so while I am deeply honored to receive this award tonight, I'm not at all sure that it's warranted, particularly when I look at the past recipients, tonight's recipients, including Marilyn Carlson Nelson, but also when I look at the exceptional board and the exceptional leadership shown by Bob Senkler, who's the chairman and CEO of Securian. The great four-star general, our 65th U.S. Secretary of State, Colin Powell, once said, "Great leaders are almost always great simplifiers who can cut through argument, debate, and doubt and offer a solution that anyone can understand." That perfectly describes Bob Senkler. He led the board through these difficult times with a steady hand on the wheel. He cut through complexity, but always kept foremost in his mind what Securian calls the promise to pay. The absolute promise to pay policyholders when the policy is due. And they have a legal obligation to do that. But the moral and ethical obligation was more important to Bob and to the entire organization. So I've learned a great deal from Bob and from the others on the board. And although the financial crisis gave us great challenges and a lot of trial by fire, we had other work and important issues that we've worked on through the years: risk assessment, governance, growth strategies, and succession planning. And in each of these, the board, the company, has shown exemplary leadership. All of these experiences have helped me to serve on other boards in a more proficient way, and they have also informed my role as the CEO of Carlson. So every business, whether it's in financial crisis, whether it's in financial services, or whether it's in our very own hospitality and travel, faces its own challenges. And over the past few years, we have all had to work at bootstrapping our way through this never-ending recession. As leaders and as board members, that tests us in ways that we didn't expect to be tested. And we have to rise up and hopefully become better and wiser individuals. But we can also learn to lean on and learn from the wisdom of others. So I've experienced that through Bob, through his incredibly talented and competent leadership team at Securian, many of whom are here tonight and whose presence is greatly appreciated. I've learned that through the other Securian board members who are experienced, dedicated, diverse, and collaborative. And so perhaps one piece of advice that I would offer others who are directors or hoping to be directors: pick a board whose values, whose ethics, and the intelligence of their leadership is equal to that of Securians, and you will have a successful experience. And of course, I have had the unique opportunity and good fortune to have had Marilyn Carlson Nelson, who you heard earlier, as my mentor, as my coach, as my leader, and certainly as a role model. There are still very few women serving on corporate boards. In fact, just 17% of all the board seats of S&P 500 companies are held by women today. But Marilyn paved the way. And Janet, thank you for noticing that earlier. Marilyn, I want to thank you for being a guiding light for me, for others, and for showing us how to serve with integrity, with courage, and with caring. I opened with a quote from our 65th Secretary of State, Colin Powell, a Republican, and I'll close with a quote from a Democrat who held the office right before him. Perhaps our board of directors in Washington could learn from that balance of power. This trailblazing woman, the first ever to hold the position of Secretary of State, Madeleine Albright, once said, "There's a special place in hell for women who don't help other women." So Marilyn, I want to close by saying your place in heaven is secure. Thank you for mentoring me, and thank you for behalf of the countless other women that you have mentored. In receiving this honor, I will pledge to do what you have done and to use the words of our very own Carlson Credo to guide me. The credo goes like this: whatever you do, do with integrity. Wherever you go, go as a leader. Whomever you serve, serve with caring. Whenever you dream, dream with your all, and never, ever give up. Thank you.